is up? It's me again. So we're actually gonna do a reaction right now to something that is saved by. I don't know. I just want to.
Household rules. Rule number 1. Your childhood room will always be the safest place in this home. Rule number 2. When leaving any room on the second floor, make sure to close the door behind you. You must do this without exception. Rule number 3. Do not touch the stairwell paint.
Okay, sorry, I had to change scenes. I'm actually in a different area. And what the? Okay, I'm gonna do one more time. I'm gonna hear one more time because I didn't hear properly. So let's go here one more time.
Household rules. Rule number 1. Your childhood room will always be the safest place in this home. Rule number 2. When leaving any room on the second floor, make sure to close the door behind you. You must do this without exception. Rule number 3. Do not touch the stairwell painting. The paint never seems to fully dry. Rule number 4. At times, a strange suitcase will appear at random points in the house. Do not touch the contents inside. It is always a trap. Rule number 5. Only use the downstairs corner bathroom before 7 p.m. After then, the mirror will try to deceive you. Rule number 6. Count every door in this home at the beginning and end of each day. If you come across a door you do not remember counting, do not enter it.
I'm scared. What is this?
Tap in. Tap in. Well, I'll be honest, I don't really understand, but I fell down this hill. Now I got glue on my hands and I got records on my fingers. Records on my fingers. I got records on my fingers and I just can't.
I don't want. No, I'm scared.
So my house is super fucking paranormal, and this is
This is my dog.
so my house is super fucking paranormal, and this is the first incident I had. So
Hey! Did I just hear a F word? In this channel, we always used to wank. So let me go back.
So my house is super fucking paranormal, and this is the first incident I had. So in 6th grade, I had 3 friends over and we were playing hide and go seek. So I hid in the pantry and there's no way anybody could hear me. There's no vents and I wasn't even talking. So I'm sitting there like, cause like I wanted the wind to fuck. So I'm sitting in there and 10 minutes pass and I hear my friends talking downstairs. So I go down there and I'm like, did y'all give up? And they look at me and they're like, we thought you were in the crawl space. I was like, no. They were like, no, we were literally talking to somebody in the crawl space. And they said, like, it was this little girl, like, asking for help and shit. So I get freaked out, and I'm, like, looking around. I'm like, what the fuck? And around 2 minutes later, the doorknob to the crawl.
Okay, first of all, there's over 3 Fs. And, like, how many Fs? I don't know. I don't want to know. But I'm not listening to this TikTok. Like, I'm not actually on TikTok. I'm actually on YouTube. Because you know me.
Love you, Mom.
Okay.
I know you're here with me. If you want to turn on that light, I really would like for you to turn it on. So I know that you're here. And if it turns on, then I know that you love me and you're always by me.
You know what? This is a paranormal, which is not what I want. So, no, I'm actually gonna scare myself. I'm gonna move this moment. Oh shit, not good. So, by the way, I'm not gonna. So, scary stories. Yeah, I want to say scary stories. McDonald's. Yes, indeed. We're gonna do something. When was this posted? By the time I'm recording it late. Cause by the time, okay, hold up. This is gonna take a while because I have to keep on moving back and forth. It was 7 months ago, or should I say last year to be exact. Let's go.
This story happened to me a couple years ago.
All right.
It happened on a Saturday night.
Okay.
I was typing out a school report for my English class and was pretty worn out from the tedious amount of thinking that transpired throughout the paper.
Okay.
I decided to take a break and procrastinate a little bit.
I'm not gonna show my face, but I need to show right now. So let's get off. Here I am. Go back. Let's go back. I'm not gonna show my face now, so that I don't need to waste a lot of time. What is going on? You don't need to see all my special details.
Maybe watch a couple of YouTube videos.
Yeah, I need.
I needed to take some stress off my mind, but didn't really have anyone
Wait a minute. Let's go back.
throughout the paper. I decided to take a break and procrastinate a little bit. Maybe
Bruh, this is his video. This is one of his videos.
watch a couple of YouTube videos.
For real, this is
I
his
needed
video.
to take some stress
Let's
off
show
my
it.
mind, but
Basically,
didn't really have anyone to vent or talk to. This gave me the idea to visit a chat room called Omegle.
Bruh, Omegle, are you serious? Let's go back.
For those of you who don't know what Omegle is, it's a chat room where you can literally video chat with random strangers online through your computer.
Oh shoot! That wasn't supposed to be on?
Computer webcam. Needless to say, Omegle definitely helped with my social skills growing up as a child, so I was always active on it. I remember this one particular night. I was having trouble meeting new people. This left me a little frustrated, to say the least, but that's the kind of thing to expect when you're on these kind of chat sites. That's when I stumbled upon this one guy. He looked to be around the same age group as myself, and seemed like a pretty harmless individual. I decided to say hi. He didn't say anything back, he just typed the word hi in the chat
He
box.
doesn't speak.
I found it kind of weird that he would go through the effort of typing out hi as opposed to just saying hi verbally.
What is it?
He then waved at me and began typing something else. He introduced himself in the chat box saying, "My name is Daniel, what's your name?" I verbally said, "My name is James, how are you?" He then stares at the camera and doesn't say a word to me, completely dismissing the fact that I just asked him a question. At this point, I was convinced that this had to be some sort of pre-recorded video and that someone was just trolling me. That's when he began typing in the
One of
chat
those pranks. I heard there are these pranks where they like prank on people, they scare them.
box again saying, "I'm deaf, please type in the chat box unless you know sign language." I honestly felt stupid and immediately typed, "No worries, my name is James," and gave a quick thumbs up as an act of kind gesture. He immediately typed back saying, "Nice to meet you, James," and gave me a thumbs up as well.
Very nice.
He then typed something else that left me dumbfounded. He said, "I will use my whiteboard to chat with you going forward because my hands will be occupied." I was confused by what he meant by that, so I typed, "What do you mean by your hands being occupied?" He then starts writing on a whiteboard and raises it up on the screen, which read, "Want to play a game?"
What game?
I
Fortnite?
typed, "Sure, what game you want to play?"
Yeah, what?
What he did next is something I will never forget to this day. He held a revolver up with one hand and the whiteboard up with the other hand, saying, "Let's play Russian roulette."
How?
I was honestly quite creeped out by this guy and was contemplating on clicking the stop option to skip this weirdo. That's when he wrote another message on the whiteboard saying, "1 of 6. I was confused by what 1 of 6
That's round.
He then took the revolver, slipped one bullet inside the cylinder, and began spinning it with his other hand. I now knew what he meant by 1 of 6. It seemed like the guy was about to demonstrate an act of Russian roulette with one bullet in the cylinder of 6. He then puts the revolver against his head. I began typing, "What are you doing? Please stop this."
Yeah, please.
The guy then smiles disturbingly on the camera and pulls the trigger. Nothing happened. He starts laughing hysterically like a psycho. I was honestly disturbed, but also skeptical that the gun was real, so I typed, "Is that even real?" He then points the revolver at the wall and begins to repeatedly press the trigger until the shot was fired. I was completely blown away by what I was seeing and typed, "Dude, you could have died!" That's when the guy raised the whiteboard to the screen again, showing the message, 5 of 6. I frantically started typing, "Don't do it," repeatedly in the chat box, desperately trying to get his
You're
attention.
gonna kill yourself.
He then began loading the revolver with 5 bullets.
Russian roulette is actually one of the most dangerous games. You can lose your life if you got the bullet.
While I gestured no by waving my hands back and forth like a lunatic.
Don't do it. You're gonna
I
kill
knew
yourself.
the odds of him surviving this time were slim to none.
You're not
He
gonna
then
survive
raises the
this time.
revolver
Please,
against his head
no.
once again and begins to disturbingly smile, with tears running down his face.
Don't do it.
He began mumbling the words, "It was nice meeting you, James."
What the?
I immediately slammed my laptop shut as I hear a gunshot a split second before the laptop was fully closed. I was left baffled on my computer desk. I hadn't.
Yo! This guy shot himself in front of this guy.
Clue what to do. I stupidly opened my laptop up with my eyes closed. I pressed my hand against the screen where the video chat was located. I open my eyes, and through the cracks of my fingers, I can see blood displayed everywhere on his screen. I immediately click the exit button on the Google Chrome tab and call it a night. To this day, I'm still skeptical about what I saw that night. I haven't reported anything to the police, nor have I reported anything to Omegle. I'm not sure if that was the wisest decision, but I hope I never encounter anyone like that again.
I see you're going to. Oh yeah, here. Because damn, I don't want to do. No. This is unacceptable. I can't show this. I can't. We already know this. We always do this. Yo, this will be the last video. I don't know why. I just don't want to look at this anymore. This is too much. Let's go. No, I don't want to see. True devil. Ah, fake. It's over there.
It was New Year's Day in 1995. I was in the middle of my junior year at my college, and a bunch of my friends had come down to visit me and my roommate for the festivities.
Oh, hey man, I'm just gonna go get the beer or something. I like the how he's at.
We were all pretty hungover from drinking the night before, and we went out for the usual post-greasy breakfast hangover stroll around the neighborhood.
Okay. Comment down below. Okay, actually, I'm gonna open my camera for the first time. Actually, this is. I can't do anything. Okay, good. I cannot. So just comment down below what is your favorite drink. I will not judge.
Two of these friends were twin brothers. One of them we hung out with all the time. The other we just met for the first time.
Okay.
It was pretty normal the night before, joining in on the fun, but on this day,
Wait a minute. That guy has the same bojaw.
we were all hanging out around the local basketball court and shooting hoops with an old basketball we found in the grass. And this twin brother kept following me around all over the place with the creepiest grin I've ever seen in my life. Staring right into the neither regions of my soul the whole time. So I'd back away and then I'd join the group again. And he kept following me around. When we were walking back to the apartment, it was just me and him walking down the sidewalk behind the group. And he moved in front of me. He stared at me with that creepy look again and fell down to his knees as if he was to worship me or something. I didn't know what to do or say, so I said, "Hey buddy, you alright? We're heading back now, right?" And so on. He wouldn't say anything. He'd just be there on his knees, looking up at me with this clenched face and squinted eyes as if we were looking directly into the sun or something. Later that day, my roommate said he was tripping, so I thought nothing of it and moved on with my life. A few weeks later, we got a phone call from the twin brother that we usually hung out with. And it turned out that his other twin brother went over to his aunt's house with a knife and stabbed her 14 times. She didn't die, but, still pretty bad. He had even called the police before going, because he knew he was going to do it, but he couldn't stop himself from doing it, because, the voices and so on. The court case was covered in the media, as this was a small community where this sort of thing doesn't happen every day. I was reading one of the articles, and one of the testimonies was that this twin brother was severely schizophrenic and was hearing voices in his head. He believed to his very bones that his aunt was the devil, and that he had been commanded by God to go kill her. So who was this God that told him to go kill her? Well, as the newspaper article described, it was this guy in a group he hung out with on New Year's Day. It didn't take me long to realize that he was talking about me. This was over 20 years ago. I know for a fact that it was a mental illness, but just knowing that I somehow commanded him to go kill his aunt just stays with me to this day.
I'm not gonna say I'm not screaming, but I'm actually scared in the heart. What is... Yo, I'm scared. Why? Actually, I'm just gonna watch some more because we start time. The True Asylum. Mental Asylum by Gossip Asylum?
This happened to me about a year ago.
Oh, by the way, I need to ask someone something. Baby! Baby! You know what, never mind.
I used to be a janitor for a cleaning agency. I would basically take contract jobs to clean in various locations.
May I have, Mag. You know I can't say. Okay, Maggie. Spicy, please. Thank you.
One day,
Sorry,
my cleaning agency gave me a cleaning contract at a psychiatric ward, also known as an asylum. To be honest, I was a bit hesitant to take the job, just because of the superstition of...
They don't take the job. I don't tell people, like, unless you're a brave ass person or a brave butt soldier, then okay. But
asylums being haunted, but I took it anyway because the pay was decent. Later that day, I arrived there. I see a huge old-looking building. To be honest, I was quite creeped out since the asylum was secluded in the middle of nowhere. When I arrive inside, I notice people giving me an uninviting stare. I'm not just talking about the patients, I'm also talking about the employees as well. To be honest, I kept it professional and began to do my job. I remember mopping the hallway and seeing some really bizarre things. I saw some creepy-looking patients that had a disturbing look to them. I don't know, they just looked like the kind of people you would see in one of those Exorcist movies. I remember seeing this one guy that really gave me the chills. It was a man who looked to be about 7 feet tall.
Is that Boss Baby but on cocaine? Or should I say sugar?
He gave me this really disturbing smile, like he wanted to kill me.
But if he had lost
I can see a nurse instructing him to lay on his bed. He didn't look too happy after that. I also remember seeing a swimming class taking place. Well, not exactly a swimming class, just a bunch of patients in a swimming pool. They were all holding an exercise ball and mimicking the actions of the instructor. I personally found it unsettling, to say the least. When it was around the end of my shift, I was getting ready to head home. I noticed all the patients' doors were closed, except for one room. I could see someone laying on the floor with their legs halfway across the door. It was a bit alarming for one to be laying on the floor like that. I then saw the person getting yanked into the room. That honestly startled the crap out of me. I then noticed a puddle of blood spilling out from the room and onto the hallway. I decided to approach the room and see what the hell was...
Don't investigate. That is the first rule of the horror movie. And they keep on dying because they're doing that stupid thing. Don't investigate. Just report. Since you're in an asylum, just find an employee. You just saw the employee. Just say that you found someone who got killed. That's all. Okay, let's go back.
Going on.
I'm getting pissed with this guy.
As I peeked inside the room, I saw one of the most disturbing things ever. It was the tall man I saw earlier. He was biting the hell out of one of the nurse's neck. You could see the nurse's eyes gouged out with blood pouring everywhere. I carefully made sure to not scream or make a sound. I got the hell out of there and immediately started driving off. I even called the cops while driving.
Oh, that was so disgusting. Oh my. The way that they describe it perfectly. Boss Baby's eating a nurse. Are you serious?
To this day, I'm still traumatized by what I saw that night.
Just don't take the job anymore.
I'm not sure exactly what happened to the tall man, but he still gives me the chills just thinking about him.
Good. Oh, I'm scared. Why is he bringing us back there? I do not want to. Oh, there's the warning. God damn, he's on the track. Let's say he was on the track. Alright, last video for today. This is for 16, NC16 sadly.
This is a story about a girl in my high school. I go to high school just like any normal person would, but I was having a little trouble with my grades. So I started staying after school to do a little extra work to bring my grades up. But I've noticed...
That's a girl. But it's a male voice? I'm not judging, I just don't know how you get a male voice. Oh, wait a minute, I just realized this is the same guy.
School that there has been this quiet girl that attended tutoring alone with 8 other people. The thing is, I would always see her staring at me, never taking her eyes off of me. I really didn't mind it, but it felt really creepy. This kept going on for about 2 weeks. At this point, I was feeling very uncomfortable. One day when school ended and tutoring started, I sit as far away as possible from her. We go home at around 6 p.m. And this day I got on the bus like usual. There was only one bus because there aren't so many people. And as usual, I would sit as far away as possible from her. But that day, when I got off my bus stop, she got off too. This was weird as she always got off at a different bus stop. But I really didn't pay any attention to it. I thought maybe she changed her bus stop or something, I don't know. I really didn't think about it. It was getting dark, and it was about a 1-mile walk from my bus stop to my home. But I noticed that the girl has been following me for about 2 minutes, and I didn't know why. This, of course, bothered me, but there wasn't really much I could do. I just ignored her, minded my own business, and I kept walking. 2 minutes later, I noticed that she kept following me. I started to get the feeling that maybe she was lost or something. It was dark, and then she started talking to herself. She was acting really weird, and I just wanted to ignore it, but she kept whispering to herself. I could hear mumbling. The sound was getting closer and closer, so I picked up the pace. When I picked up the pace, she also did too. She then let out a scream that was so damn loud that it almost made me pee my pants. I started sprinting. She went chasing after me. I was getting scared, so I ran around the neighborhood. I didn't want her to go to my house because she would know where I live. Around the corner, I saw a bush large enough for me to hide in. Then she stopped as she thought that she lost me. When she stopped, she took a deep breath and she ran away. I stayed there for about 5 more minutes just to make sure. I was thinking to myself that this girl was insane and had some mental problems.
Yeah, maybe.
After this horrifying experience, I didn't go to after-school tutoring again.
She's in the... Yo! Alright, that will be the end of the video today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And please comment down below. Also, sadly, I got no nothing. Oh yeah, announcement. If this video gets 1,000, like maybe like 100 likes, that's basically like a simple challenge. And if my account gets 1,000 subscribers, please subscribe. I want it only 10,000, which is when it's gonna be the day of when I reveal. Once it hits thousands, it is when I'm gonna reveal my face. So please, if you really want to look at my face, then please. And by the way, there's no outro this time. See you later. Bye bye. By the way, I forgot to say, how do I say this? Oh yeah. I have Discord. You can go down, link in the description below. Plus, this is gonna be my outro. By the way, I forgot to say this in the video. By the way, if people are wondering why I changed my name to Fortnite Wit, it's because like people already got my name Fortnite Noob and somebody got Fortnite Bomber. It's very hard to search, so I decided to name myself Fortnite Wit because it was the only one that I could find. So yeah, that's my explanation. Sorry.